going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck here again. All right. You see the title of the video. Here's what we're going to go over. So, if in case you have not caught up or seen my playlist on this very corrupt judge here in Fulton County in Georgia, Judge Shermela Williams has been uh, going through some court hearings. The JQC filed a complaint against her alleging 30 misconduct charges, from bias conduct to just a gross abuse of power to unlawfully having a young lady detained in a holding cell. And she's a family attorney, and she, was presiding over a divorce proceeding. Young lady's 22 years old and had to face being held in in a holding cell, taking away her liberty and freedom. I don't even care if it was for 5 minutes. It should have never happened. So never mind all of the PTSD and trauma she's inflicted and the utter public humiliation and embarrassment. She's also extraordinarily biased. And yes, I do have history with this judge. She presided over my modification of custody case, and I had to do a notice of appeal. So my matter has already been forwarded up to for appeal. I got documents to file on it. Lord, I wish I could hire an attorney. But at the end of the day, when you are making decisions and giving rulings that affect the lives of children, it is not something you do with a biased mindset. You're supposed to be fair and impartial. That is the law, the court rules, and how a judge should appropriately conduct themselves. So, if you guys can see here, what we're looking at is the Supreme Court of Georgia website regarding the JQC is the Judicial Qualifications Commission, and they basically just investigate judges, looking at whether or not they've behaved in a manner to which it is unbecoming of a judge, and they investigate misconduct. And you can see the laundry list of cases. This is from the inquiry that was filed last year. So the number would be case number is S as in Sam 24, Z as in Zebra 1139. And look at all of the documents here on the website. You guys can check this out at georgiasupreme.us/2024-JQC-matters. And she's had a lot of things go on. Notice of live stream access. So these hearings are made available to the public. If you're able to log in and just check out, the hearing on live stream, you can very well do that. I personally have just, I have a regular job during the day, so I have not been able to actually tune into the actual live hearings. But, Judge Williams forgot that she was elected and not appointed. And the only reason why she even won re-election was because she was uncontested. No one challenged her. And that's problematic. There are a lot of valuable, capable attorneys that, could be given the opportunity to sit in the position of authority as a judge. And it's sad to see that no one challenged her for re-election. But hopefully, prayerfully, the JQC is able to present a strong enough case to where it is decided for her to be removed. She's admitted to some of the charges here, and there was an order. They, of course, when judges need attorneys, part one. All right. A whole judge that needed attorney. No different than Christina Peterson, who's a judge in Douglas County, Douglasville Circuit Court. And Christina Peterson was removed effectively last year by the JQC. And what made her situation worse is she went out to a nightclub and then caught criminal charges. Hitting the police officers is not the way to go. So the JQC has the ability to bring forth recommendations to the Supreme Court, Georgia Supreme Court, to say, listen, this judge has done XYZ. They have not carried out their duties and faithfully executed them as they swore and took an oath to do. They have abused their power. They have done things that just beyond unethical is unlawful, illegal. to have someone detained with no charges for no reason at all other than you calling this young lady, you know, a little girl with daddy issues. That is so disgusting and egregious. It's not even funny. And this is just one scenario that the JQC is aware of. What if there were more victims? You don't have the right to just take someone's liberty and freedom because of how you personally feel about something. And this is what happened. She ruled with her emotions, not based on the law. And I can tell you all, there are a lot of issues in my case. It would not, the court would have just denied, my motion on an appeal if they didn't feel that there was some valid argument made. But, you know, when you have judges like this that are behaving in this manner, and my godmother's a federal judge, so I see the huge difference. It's like night and day between someone that has ethics and integrity and has an appreciation of the law and can, um, serve in a role with neutrality and impartiality versus someone that's sitting here trying to get favors for her uncle, trying to work out side deals because an attorney is her sorority sister. It's just egregious. And she did this for 4 years. 4 years. She was elected and won in 2020. And only, like I said, won re-election because she was unchallenged. But this is hopefully going to get out there to the airwaves and more people pay attention. Corruption doesn't always lead to someone just benefiting financially. Corruption is simply just an abuse of power and certain actions that a person does to abuse that power. And having a judge abuse their power and authority creates a mistrust in the public. Now, Fulton County voters don't trust her to be able to litigate or adjudicate a matter with fairness and impartiality without being biased. When you have 30 misconduct charges against you, most of them on the premise of biasness and improper conduct. So, with her admission to some of these, charges, I just can't fathom 30 misconduct charges. I can't fathom, you know, even the idea of you putting someone in detention, just like Christina Peterson has someone unlawfully, jailed over a marriage license. The incompetency of it all is just staggering to me. So hopefully Courtney Veal, the director over there at the JQC, can, you know, make it happen and slam dunk this. So you guys, I just wanted to point out this, website here where you can, these are all links that you can um, click on. The motion to quash the formal charges was absolutely ridiculous. It was based on the notion that a couple of the attorneys on the JQC um, that's helped to put this case together donated to her opponent in 2020. So they wanted this whole thing quashed because of that. Get out of here. You know, so they had an exhibit to motion to quash. Director's opposition to respondent's motion to quash, meaning Courtney Veal filed an opposition on the respondent's motion. And of course, Judge Williams, was given opportunity to reply in support of the motion to quash formal charges, or to have some sort of alternative evidentiary hearing, which is absolutely absurd because you've already had hearings where you've at least exchanged discovery. Like, it makes no sense. No, you're trying to waste time and stall. And then, of course, the order denying the evidentiary hearing and setting oral argument on respondent's motion to quash. Order denying respondent's motion to quash formal charges. Thank God. And the last update was order setting closing argument. So here's what we're going to look at as far as the update that I have now on this matter. As you all can see, this order was filed and signed by the judge here, Supreme Court of Georgia. And you can see all the complaint numbers. These are the cases that, and this is two dockets here. You got one from 2024, and then you have here the docket from 2025 filed this year. S as in Sam 25, Z as in zebra 0722. And additional cases named in that. 30 misconduct charges. What are we doing? Get someone else. You have a lot of attorneys here that are fantastic attorneys. Where's Ashley Merchant at? Make her judge. As a matter of fact, I would love for Ashley Merchant to become the new DA of Fulton County. That would be awesome. But, oh man, everybody's just not fit to hold these positions of power. And, you see this common theme and pattern where the first defense that people like Judge Williams, Shermela Williams, and Christina Peterson want to holler, oh, they're only doing this because I'm a black woman. No, we're doing this because you're not fit for this position. You need to go. So I wish this would pick up more steam and more people will report on this, because you're talking about a whole ass corrupt judge and making decisions on family matters that involve children. It's just disgusting that you will put someone in a holding cell, calling them a little girl with daddy issues, when you try to sit here and bribe a whole law office about your uncle's case. So you're just a niece with uncle issues. Because see, we can do that all day. Same can be said about her. Order setting closing arguments. The final hearing on formal charges in the above style matters began on May 21, 25 and continued through May 23, 25 with a reconvening of the hearing panel on June 26 and June 27, which was last week, to conclude the final hearing. At the close of business on June 27, both parties had completed presentation of their evidence and rested their respective cases with only closing arguments remaining. The parties stated that their closing arguments would take approximately 1 hour for each side, and each side indicated a strong preference for holding closing argument in person at a later date. At the parties' request, the hearing panel adjourned on June 27, 25 and agreed to reconvene once more for closings. Accordingly, closing arguments are set in this matter as more fully detailed on July 14, 25, beginning at 9 a.m. at the Nathan Deal Judicial Center, Statewide Business Court Courtroom, 330 Capitol Avenue, Southeast Atlanta, Georgia, 30334. Public access. The hearing is open to the public and will also be available through the Judicial Center live stream broadcast system, link posted publicly on the JQC website. Court reporter. The Judicial Qualifications Commission director shall be responsible for securing a court reporter for the proceedings. So ordered. This second day of July, which was yesterday, well, technically, yesterday, of 2025, Judge Allison T. Burleson, presiding officer, hearing panel, JQC. This is going to be epic. So let's all pray that justice is served on July 14, 2025. And that Courtney Ville and her team can deliver a dynamite closing that the judges on that panel would not be able to ignore. Like I said, Christina Peterson was removed, and I think she was banned for 7 years? Yeah, let's do that again, Courtney Ville. Shermela Williams got to go. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Corruption is corruption, y'all. We should not tolerate it from especially any member of our judicial branch of government, especially a judge, because the effects of their so-called corruption, not so-called, the effects of her corruption leaves a long-lasting and lingering consequence that everyone ends up paying the price for, especially in matters deciding custody, child support for children. That hurts the parent and the children. If you are making these decisions on your feelings and not the facts and the finding of evidence and the law. And I, as a mother, you do not get to tell me whether I'm angry about something or not. It's disgusting that I want to co-parent and work things out outside of the courtroom, but the other parent didn't. But she showed a preference and was biased in my case, along with others, as you all can see the cases listed. And it's her MO. 30 misconduct charges. 30. Come on now. All right. Thank you all so much. Hit the like button and tune in. We will have updates on July 14th on this matter. Please consider subscribing and becoming a member. We're going to be having a fantastic members only live stream on tomorrow. And just have a good time and kick back and, have some fun. So please consider becoming a member. Check out my second channel, Tommy G Raw and Real. We have some clips that are going to be posted from Tommy G videos. I'm happy to be a Tommy G Clipper. And it is just an absolute honor as well. And until the next one, you guys stay tuned for more content. Check out all the great content in the playlist. Shermela Williams has her own playlist on my channel. So check out the other content videos that I've done with the updates on this hearing. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.